I've previously spoken on the programme to Tony Horgan, and with Christmas coming up, I'm delighted to once again speak to Tony and welcome him back, since his autobiography, The Lark in the Bower Sang Sad Songs, is so well written, and many people will identify with his experiences of leaving Ireland. It's currently available on Amazon at $8.99, and indeed it would make a great gift. Tony, a very good morning. Great to speak with you once again.
Thanks to be on your programme, Gerry. I'm very pleased, and I'd like to speak to my readers also. Thank you, Gerry.
Now, Tony, your book explores your experiences and relationships with family and neighbours and people in your locality when you were growing up in Killarney in County Kerry, before describing your move to London. Now, people will be intrigued about the title, The Lark in the Bower Sang Sad Songs.
Yes, Gerry. Well, I've been often stopped in the street and asked the question, why does the lark in the title of your book sing sad songs? Well, the lark in my book sang sad songs because the lark was lamenting about the hundreds and thousands of Irishmen and women who were driven from their homes in Ireland onto the shop floors of Britain looking for work denied them at home. It was reminiscent of the days of the dark satanic mills. Now, the first line of the book was The Lark in the Bower. Well, let me explain that. I received my primary education at the Mercy Convent during the 1920s and 30s. The Mercy Order of Nuns was founded by Catherine Macaulay. She opened her first convent in Baggot Street, Dublin. She's also interred in Baggot Street, Dublin. Now, if we had a fine day at the Mercy Convent, we'll have our lessons in the grounds of the convent. Now, the grounds of the convent was an oasis of tranquility, and it was a place for meditation and contemplation. Now, going down to the convent was with the flora, the fauna, the icons, and bowers. Bowers is simply a shelter for a bird. So in the convent grounds were enshrined with birdsong. So that explains my title, The Lark in the Bower Sang Sad Songs. It's one of the best titles ever to come out of Ireland.
Indeed, absolutely superb and very original, I must say. Now, your story goes into great detail and depth about your formative years and what shaped you to be the person you are. And the book has been a great success with exposure here, also in Ireland and in the US. This is a tremendous achievement. What inspired you to actually write the book?
Well, I wrote in a letter to the Kerryman about my experiences of shopping in the pre-war decades in Killarney, when I used to go down to the local pub and get my butter and jam and sauce. Then I cross over to T.T. O'Connell's, the baker's, and get a bag of loaves. We get a bag of loaves for a tanner. Tanner in the old coinage was sixpence. Then I go to the local pub and get my milk. The milk wasn't pasteurised, it was straight from the cow. So the curator of the Muckross Museum read the letter, and he congratulated me by writing another letter to the Kerryman. Says, your letter now is stored in the Muckross Library. That's what that prompted me to write a book.
Incredible. Now, the book has some absolutely great language in it, and some great memories, and it's a sort of a record of social history. You're obviously a gifted wordsmith in many ways.
Yes, Gerry, I'm very gifted words, and so of course Killarney has plenty of history. We had the Muckross Abbey was burdened by the Elizabethan forces when they crossed the Lower Lake. And your Ross Castle was knocked down by the Cromwellian forces. That was in 1690s, and so yes, there's a lot of history attached to Killarney.
Indeed, there certainly seems to be. Now, your story is very uplifting and positive. You describe how it felt arriving in London with no contacts or no support systems, and yet you made your way. And in fact, you were described as a stalwart of the Irish community following a reading in St. Augustine's Club in Hammersmith, which you were involved in for many years. Tell us about your involvement with some of the county associations and clubs.
Yes, I was involved with St. Augustine's Club. In fact, I was a member of the St. Augustine's Committee for years, where I used to book the bands and etc. And of course, we were also set up a local association there, the Hammersmith and Fulham Irish Association. Well, we're there to foster the Irish culture, and we're there to help new arrivals arriving by finding jobs, accommodation and rooms for them. We also got to walk in the country of our adoption by taking up, contributing to the political. Of course, we also paid our taxes. Now, also, we worked alongside another great organisation, that was the Irish Welfare Bureau. That was founded, or the first director of the Irish Welfare Bureau was Father Brian Lawler. He set it up in 1970. He done similar works by helping the newly arrived up the ladder, finding accommodation, giving them money for visit them in hospital, etc. Father Brian then was transferred up the north, and his place was taken by Father Jim Kiley. Jim Kiley, sadly, is no longer with us. So the Hammersmith Fulham Irish Association, yes, it was a great organisation. I say it was there to foster the Irish culture, but sadly, some of the founder members are no longer with us. Men like Jimmy Connolly, Paddy Moynihan, Joe Dunn, Marjorie Prittle, and of course O'Farrell. Now, O'Farrell also was instrumental in setting up the Irish Forum, and that Irish Forum helped to set up the Irish Centre in Blacks Road, Hammersmith. That was with the permission of the Labour Council under Ian Coleman. Now, the Irish Centre, our first director of entertainment was Ross Scanlon. He was very good. It was opened in 1990. Yes, I did. We have set up the various associations were set up to form to entertain, to foster the Irish culture, and then we helped open the Irish Centre, and then we got on to there was another club open in back in Putney Bridge, was the Casey Brothers, and I also met my wife in another Irish club, the Gary Owen, up in Shepherd's Bush Road. That was in 1950. We were married in 1952. My wife, Lord of mercy on your soul, died on Easter Sunday, April the 20th, 2003.
Right. As I was saying, that there's still thousands coming over from Ireland. Did you blaze a trail for them, yourself and your contemporaries? Because they've still got the same problems coming, albeit they're not going into the same jobs, but they need to get accommodation, they need to get work, and try and get used to basically living in someplace like London.
Yes, I would advise people arriving in Britain today is, when you go to work, please make sure that your governor, your owner of the firm, has a safety policy that guarantees the safety and welfare of all his workers. Because I'll read that because in my time when we arrived, a lot of the Irish workers were working with carcinogen agents, in other words, asbestos, and that showed itself clinically in 30 or 40 years. And they died a very fearful and painful death. So I advise you, try when you arrive, in your job, make sure that your manager or owner of the firm displays his safety policy, that he is providing a safe environment for his workers. And also get involved in politics in your local community, in your country of your adoption. But make sure you know what's going on and have your say.
Seems like sound advice. Now, since we last spoke, you've done an interview on radio in Kerry. Your book has also been launched in Yonkers in New York, and tremendous progress and tremendous promotion for your book, Tony.
Oh yes, there was great promotion. The Americans liked it, and Yonkers and Killarney liked it. We had the two of the local councillors there. They praised me a lot, and the county council in Kerry. Oh yes, the book was a very large launching in Killarney and also in Yonkers, New York.
That is absolutely incredible. Do you think, Tony, that people like you and from your generation of immigrant has been recognised for the work you've done for fellow immigrants in London by the authorities, for example, in Ireland?
No, in fact, we've been forgotten completely because the people that set up the Hammersmith and Fulham Irish, so there's men and women. And of course, there's some of them still around, like Joe Farrell and his wife Gloria, and then there's Maureen Hussey, and then there's Rosalind Ryan and myself. But as for being recognised, I think, wouldn't it be a nice thing if His Nibs, the President of Ireland, would vacate his palatial mansion in the Phoenix Park, Dublin, and come over and tap us on the back for the very valuable work we've done for our fellow immigrants. I think it would be very nice. And or else he could invite us back to his palatial mansion for a bacon and cabbage dinner.
Indeed. But you have met the ex-president, Mary McAleese.
Yes, I've met Mary McAleese when the unveiling of a plaque to the men from Killarney who fought and died in the Great War. And I said to her that in those days, when they fought in the 1914 war, they were classified as traitors because they accepted John Bull's shilling. So Mary McAleese, the president, replied to me, yes, she says, but they have now been accepted back into society. It was nice to meet the president, and I shook her hand.
Absolutely superb. Tony, congratulations on all your success. The book is an enthralling and entertaining read, and I think for anybody who comes from any generation after you, certainly can read the book and see, you get a tremendous insight into a way of life, a social history, a culture, and told incredibly distinctly and incredibly easy to read in the book. Tony, the book is still available. It's on Amazon and it's only $8.99. Tony, listen, I wish you continued success. You're heading towards 92, and well done for writing the book. It's lovely to speak with you once again.
Well, I must thank you very much, Gerry, for having me on your programme. And I wish all my readers a happy Christmas and a peaceful New Year. And I hope you remember those fellow Irish immigrants who now lie in your prayers, you remember in your prayers, who now lie in unmarked graves, who slept rough in the streets, and who died from very serious and long painful illnesses from unknowingly working with carcinogen agents. Thank you, Gerry.